Hello, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, quiet. That's enough. This is a podcast by my dad and my uncle. They talk a lot about music, like a lot. So please sit back and enjoy. I think they are going to start in about 14 seconds.
3, 4.
Hi there, welcome to another episode of BG's Broken Records. My name is Bob.
I'm Gare.
And we are B and G of the BGs. Sorry.
A little bit of a reach, but sure.
Hey, there's still one alive, okay? So we're into season 2 now. I took the liberty, Gare, of doing a vote, and it was a majority rule, even though it was only 1 out of 2 people. I voted that we're going into season 2 now.
Look at you. Okay, sure.
So last year we did 21 episodes. I'd say that's pretty good for the first year.
I'd say that's great.
According to Anchor, we are better than half of the people who post podcasts. Seriously. They did.
Better than half. Hell yes.
Better than half. And we have 2 people who listen to us every week.
There you go.
I think that's Paul.
Paul, yes.
Paul G.
Steve, maybe?
Steve might. My buddy Ted over in London, I know he does.
Okay.
Oh, and my friend Tom over there wants a shout out. You stayed at his house? He wants a shout out because he informed me the other day that Dire Straits has had an album on the charts for like 1,100 weeks or something like that.
Competing with Dark Side of the Moon?
I don't know. I got to look into it. But Tom's like, maybe I should get mentioned on your podcast. There you are, Tom.
Well, there's some research for us. What is Mark Knopfler doing now? Does he tour the coast?
I don't know what he's doing.
In England?
I don't know.
I'd go see him solo.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Okay. So season 1, right?
I digress.
Yeah, you did digress. We had 670-ish plays. I'd say 650 because we had a few this month, right?
Okay.
Average plays per episode were 16. I'd say that's pretty good. So let's go to our audience here. I like this part. I know we used to laugh about where we were being listened to, but we've improved our status in the UK. We're up 1% in the UK.
Look at that.
I know. US, UK, we are still hot in Pakistan.
Again?
I mean,
our Middle Eastern tour.
Yeah, but here's what's even better. We now are hot in Norway, too. No, seriously. 2% in Pakistan, 2% in Norway. That's not an accidental download. That's real listeners.
How are these people finding us?
They're finding us because I was in Sweden. Isn't it like the same thing? Sweden, Denmark, Finland?
Kind of like when Facebook isn't really listening, but they are. They can read your mind, by the way.
Oh, they're reading my mind. Well, that's why I wear this colander on my head.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've got Norway, Yemen, Germany, Canada, Republic of Moldova. I think that was from a Bond movie. Russia, India, Spain, Turkey, Hong Kong, Cyprus, Egypt, Hungary, Ireland, Macedonia, Bulgaria, Sweden. I was just there, Sweden.
Cyprus, good place to
Australia,
hide money.
And Malaysia. Guys, we're all over the place. Spotify, 62%, Apple Podcast, 25%, web browser, 7%. Don't know what that is. And other, I don't know. That's probably Russian websites. People are downloading it illegally.
Goddamn international. Look at us.
Mostly male and mostly old.
What's your point?
My point is 45 to 59 is our target market.
Woo!
Yeah, right. So that was season 1. Season 1 was fun as hell. I absolutely loved it.
Mm-hmm.
I have to throw out today that we are supported again by that record group down in Ferndale, Found Sound Records.
Nice.
Down on West 9 Mile in Ferndale. They are a great store. They are at 234 West 9 Mile Road in Ferndale, Michigan. Open every day. Today, which is a Tuesday, they close at 8 o'clock.
Wow.
So go down and see Ray and Richard. They've got miles and miles and miles of vinyl, and it's all in great shape. I pulled out one that I bought from the other day, The Best of Paul Revere and the Raiders, Volume 2. Mint.
How big is the store?
It's big.
Oh, okay.
It's big.
Just curious.
Yeah, I can't compare it to Sam's Jams. Like I said, I was never there. Great place, great people, know their stuff. If you're looking for an employee, give me a call. Okay, That's by the by. Hey, Found Sound Records in Ferndale. They're great people. Okay, that's our supporter for today. Gare, what's our subject before we go into the main part of our...
It's a dark subject today, Bob.
What's that?
It's death. Oh, wait.
Death.
Well,
Death.
The Chit Chat's death.
Not the band Death from Detroit.
No. The Chit Chat's death.
Yeah, the Chit Chat.
Right. Chit Chat is death. And we have to acknowledge...
Well, hold on. Did you ever watch the Grand Tour on Amazon?
No.
Did you ever watch Top Gear on...
Oh, of course.
Okay. And then those three guys took off and they did the Grand Tour, right?
Yeah, never. Yeah.
Okay. Three seasons. The first season 1, episode 3, they do it in Detroit. You got to watch it. You'll laugh your ass.
Okay.
As they would say, arse off. Okay. But they do this one thing called Conversation Street. And that's pretty much what this is. Just Conversation Street.
Just a couple guys. Just shooting.
Go ahead. Death.
So, rock death to talk about today. I'm going to go through them and I'll let you handle the first one I'm going to say, but let me roll through them first. We have Detroit rock royalty, Robert Gillespie, died 68. Jeff Beck, 78.
Yep.
Fred White, drummer for Earth, Wind, and Fire, 67. And rounding out the bottom, Robbie Bachman, BTO, 69.
What about Christine Perfect? Christine McVie.
Oh, did we talk?
No, we haven't seen each other since.
How old was she? Was she about 7? She was right in there.
I'm not sure, but, it's just, I mean, what do you say? Okay, Beck was 20 years older than us. Okay.
Right.
78 years old, man. That's young. I think Christine McVie was
79.
Oh, she was 79.
79.
Okay.
She looked pretty good.
Look, she had the voice. Lop even said that she's got the best rock voice out there. It is, and she was a strong songwriter.
Her writing credits for the band were unreal.
And she wasn't insane.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. You and I saw Robbie Bachman up at Harpo's.
We did.
Did you see him once or twice?
Once. Burton Cummings. Wait, no. I just saw the one time with Randy Bachman, Burton Cummings.
Okay, so you saw Bachman and Cummings. You didn't see BTO.
I never saw BTO.
Okay.
But was Robbie, who was playing for Bachman Cummings?
The drummer from the Guess Who.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So,
it was.
So the Harpo show was the only time I saw.
Okay, so I know I was there with Chip for sure. So I'm at the Village Grill on Saturday after I split off from you.
Right.
Okay, Gary, I'm going to slag you off right here on the air. Your friend Katie didn't know you were doing a podcast. No, seriously. You gotta take off your bra and just whip it around your head and scream from the rafters.
Right. Just start blowing right into everyone I see and just be like, hey, here's my card.
When you shake their hand, forget your work card. Hand them a podcast card.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to staple it to every application that the Players gives out.
I'll staple it on the back of every one of my business cards.
Okay. So a gentleman that I met down there was saying that Robbie Bachman died. He kind of did this big lead up, died. And I'm like, no. And I'm thinking, oh my God, John Lennon died. And he's like, Robbie Bachman. I was like, oh, well, he's 250 pounds of fun. So when we saw him up there, I swear to God, they were a ton of fun. Those guys were 250 pounds each.
It's a great show. The Harpo show I saw was so much fun.
Oh, it was great. So Robbie Bachman, Jeff Beck. I didn't see that one coming.
No, only saw him the one time. I know you saw more.
I just saw him twice.
Yeah, and we talked about, his talent, yes, was unbelievable. He would kind of go off on that rock fusion, jazz fusion thing.
Sure he did.
But he was unbelievable.
So Dan Keller and I go out to Pine Knob, and it's packed because Johnny Lang is the hot kid on the street, and he's warming up for Jeff Beck.
Oh, yeah.
The pavilion was packed with young ladies. He's done. It empties out. Dan and I walked down to 4th row and sat there, and my jaw dropped. He had a lady playing guitar with him who was unbelievable. Yeah. Not that bass player you were talking about in that video.
Right.
But another guitar player. I can't remember what her name is. But Jeff Beck, my jaw was dropping.
Yeah.
He was amazing. Now, the last one, Gary sent me a note around Christmas time saying that Robert Gillespie had died. Now, for those of you who don't know, Robert Gillespie's a Detroiter. He's been around since the late 70s, and I took my first guitar lesson from the guy. I go to fiddlers. I walk upstairs. I take a lesson from them. I would bump into them every 5 years for the next 40 years.
Really?
I saw him at Iggy Pop in '94 down at the State Theater. Hey, Robert, it's Bob. Yeah, Bob, how are you? Who are you playing with? That guy. And he points over at Jimmy Marino from Romantics.
Sure.
When they were doing Motor City Rockers. Who are you playing with now? I'm playing with Mitch Ryder. And then all of a sudden, he's walking down the street when I'm living over in PR, and he's my neighbor.
Oh, funny.
Oh, he's my neighbor. I knew the guy 40 years. I never saw him play live. Now, real quick, I have to show you this. His first band was the Torpedoes.
Okay.
Yeah? 1978.
Where did you get that?
I'll tell you exactly where I got this. From Tom Carson.
Really?
Yes. So I bought one of these originally at Fiddler's, $1. It's a 4-song EP by a band called the Torpedoes, Robert Gillespie, Johnny Angelos on vocals, Jim Banner, bass player, who I also took bass lessons from, Tom Curry, piano, and Ralph Safino on drums.
How is it?
This is the New York Dolls. It is flipping awesome.
The Dolls of Detroit.
The Dolls of Detroit. So then I lost mine. I'm up at 440 up in East LA.
Sure.
Carson's got one.
Oh, funny.
That's my guitar teacher. You can take it. Shut up. So I've been carrying this around for 30 years. This thing is awesome. Robert Gillespie, good dude, great guitar player.
Sad.
Rest in peace. Okay, those are our deaths. We're going to hang up. We're going to put you on pause real quick. We're going to call somebody, get him online, because this guy has jammed with some rockers.
Yes.
Can you hold on? Hold on, people. Okay, we're back.
All right. We are very happy today to have with us a good friend of mine. His name is Matt Smith. And Matt and I first met back in 2000. I was a broadcast television media rep on an all-female team.
You fix TVs?
I did fix TVs,
Nice.
yes. My, you remember that from my Aunt Marion. So Matt came in, and we hit off a friendship from there till the present.
No, I was just going to say, just cracking me up because I was just thinking about that time. It's like, you know, we met, and then the second one of us said something about music.
Right.
It was like...
It's all over.
It
Yeah.
just took off for a 23-year friendship.
Yeah, we'd go on sales calls. He's like, are you wearing guy liner? I'm like, shut up. I'm in a band.
Which
All right,
this,
that's TMI, just so you know.
this friendship has taken us to Bowling Green. It's taken us to Austin, Texas for South by Southwest, which was a phenomenal experience. But I'm going to kick things off. Matt, who has been, how old were you when you started playing music, Matt?
Man, I grew up around it, like literally grew up around it. I mean, 3 years old type of stuff. And then eventually, you know, started playing piano and stuff like that because my dad was on the road for 18 years, if not more than that. And it was, you know, he got to conduct Bob Hope's orchestra at one point. He opened up for Ray Charles. The Beach Boys came and watched him once. Hank Williams Jr.
Very cool.
You know, so I grew up around it. So like our garage wasn't for cars. We had the drum sets and, you know, Hammond B3s and, you know.
Bob, you should have been friends
Did it have
with Matt.
Did you have a Leslie with that?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
totally.
Good.
Yeah. And I'd go to my friend's house after school and, you know, their dad was like firing up the grill at like 6 o'clock and my dad's getting ready to go play a gig. and I'm like, doesn't your dad have a job? You know, it was just normal to me. You know, it's just I actually learned how to walk in Detroit, believe it or not.
Nice.
Yeah, because I had been all over the place when I was a kid, but I can't remember most of it because I was so young. But I mean, I just grew up around it. And
So did
to
you?
this day,
You went from piano to guitar?
Yeah.
Okay. First guitar.
So I did the whole thing where you know you get like the orange plastic.
Yeah.
You know.
Sears and Roebuck.
Yeah, Sears and Roebuck. You know, it was a banjo actually, which turned into a snare drum for me.
Nice.
You know, and then you know, here comes that fateful Christmas where all of a sudden Santa brought me. It was a red Kent electric guitar, which years later I took an obscene amount of manila tape and black electric tape, and I made a Frankenstrat. I made Eddie's guitar out of it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
My first guitar was, I think, probably a 72 Fender Mustang.
Yep.
And I didn't have enough money after I bought the guitar to get an amp. I really wanted a Fender Champ, but I couldn't get one.
Matt, Matt, how many guitars do you have right now?
Right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and an eighth on the way.
Attaboy.
That's a dad for you. Now I've got one more on the way. What's your main guitar? What's your main guitar?
So to me, I've done Strats, I've done the Telly thing, but to me, it always comes back to a Les Paul or some variation of that. So my main one, it's actually a pretty cool story. I finally, I always wanted to design my own thing. And there's a company out of San Dimas, California, GMP.
Okay.
And
Are they run by Bill and Ted?
Right. Yeah. The Wild Stallions.
Nice.
But
Wild Stallions.
Yeah, right. But it was cool. So Dan Lawrence, who owns the company, he's the owner, and I'm talking talked with him on the phone, texted back and forth. I got to design everything from the color to the size of the frets, to what pickups, to the paint job, to the stain of everything was to spec, and I've always wanted to do it. It's cool because he does all of Zach Wild's guitars. He was doing Paul Stanley's guitar for their umpteenth last End of the World tour a few years ago.
25th farewell
tour.
The
1985 tour?
Yeah.
They were quitting on?
Yeah. So he did all of those. The Def Leppard Pour Some Sugar on Me video where Phil Collins has got that Jackson with that head painted. That's Dan. He did that.
Nice.
And so it's a trip. So all of a sudden, on his Instagram, he's halfway through building my stuff, and on his workbench, he just does a progress. It's a Roxy is what the model is called, and it's almost like a solid body version of a Les Paul meets a Gretsch.
Okay.
Basically, it's a fat Les Paul, but it was cool. It's like Neil Schon liked it.
Nice.
Zach Wild liked it. And I was like, oh my, yeah, it was cool. So that's my baby. It's a black sparkle, so I call it my little black dress.
I like that.
Yeah.
So did they see it out at the factory in San Dimas? Or did Neil Schon just knock on your door and say, show me your little black dress?
Right.
Hello. Whoa.
Hello. Yeah. No, it was Instagram, man. It was just, it was Dan on his workbench, and
that's a great story. I'm gonna
cool.
segue into you've played in an 80s band for, well, you tell us about it. Tell us about the name. I know you've been with the same guys forever. Give us the background on Stranger.
Yeah, so I've been fortunate to have been a part of this thing it's in its 27th year.
Congrats, buddy.
Yeah, and it's the same 5 guys.
That's longer than most marriages.
Yeah, I mean, it's like technically we've been together longer than the most recent version of Kiss, But it's a blast. Yeah, we've worked hard, but we've stayed together. These guys are family. We're the best of friends. We've been through life. We've been through marriages, divorces, births, deaths. We've been through.
The biggest question for a band: how have you stayed together for 27 years?
I think it's
chemistry.
It's a respect thing. It's definitely a chemistry that, I've got a lot of great guys, and I've played in a ton of bands, and you can find guys that can play, not easily, but you can find talent.
Sure.
To get with guys that just jive,
it works. It's just something that works.
Yeah. I shake my head at, some of the stuff that we've been able to do over the years. It's just like, oh my gosh, and I think you got to kind of stay, upright with it, probably not the right word, but kind of starstruck by it. It's like,
sure,
I still get to do this, and people still come see us play. And then we get offers to do all these cool things. And it's just been,
well, I saw you play in
amazing.
Covington that one time.
Oh yeah.
And your fan base, dude, they love you. They love you guys.
It's fun. It's a special thing. These guys have seen me move across the country and back, and I've done all these different kinds of projects, but Stranger has always been the rock.
So would Stranger, your band based out of Dayton, Ohio, which people go to stranger80s.com. You can check out the band. And if you're down in Dayton, I bet you they're going to have a gig going and you can go check them out. So give me the first big, I'm going to just say warm-up gig that kind of walked off the stage and said, holy shit. Because I'm going to tell you, I can play a bass, right? I was relegated to bass. So I took the lessons and I'm with this guy, this band called the Ashland Bump, which is a reference to a street in Detroit where every kid who Gary knows and I know, we all took our parents' car over this bump and you literally got air.
And you bottomed out every time.
Exactly. And there's so many mufflers sitting on the side of the road there. we were practicing in this we built a studio on Woodward in Detroit. And I finally said, guys, we got to play a gig. So I went to my friend Mike McCourt, another RIP musician.
Yep.
I said, hey, Mike, we got to do a gig together. Okay, well, I'll get my band Swirly Boy together and we'll play a gig. All right, let's play. Where can we play, Mike? Let's play Lily's. Matt, you don't know this, but Lily's in Detroit is a Hamtramck is a rock legendary bar.
Completely.
Every punk band has gotten on stage there. Every punk band, when they're done playing a gig, goes to Lily's because they've got great music and they always have a great band. So I got to play there, and I actually played there twice.
Yeah.
Once with Lenny and once with the Bump and Swirly Boys. And
wow.
I mean, I walked off and I was kind of like, holy shit. I mean, Strummer sat at that bar.
Right.
Yeah. Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
You know. So tell me yours.
The one that comes to mind was
Edgar Winter.
I wish. It was Rick Springfield, actually. It was
Slick Rick.
It was an outside show. It was on a Friday night. About 8,000 people there.
And how many people?
8,000.
And you guys are pretty tight with him, aren't you?
We've been pretty fortunate with him. You know, our singer is he's with iHeart. It's been with iHeart for a long time, and he's developed a relationship with him and management, all that kind of stuff. So we've been able to open for him 5 or 6 times. We get to record with him.
And he can play, can he?
You know, think about Rick. You know, first off, you know, I hope I'm not cool when I'm in my mid-70s.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's got a lot more songs than people know. He's not the one-hit wonder that most people think. I've always thought that his strength, you know, as a writer was lyrics. You know, now you got to look past like the Jesse's Girl thing, but he's got some pretty deep stuff on that part. But he's such a good performer, and he's so good with the crowd. And you know, you got to get out to a guy like that. You know.
Sure.
You know, it's like he can't walk 3 feet without somebody wanting a picture, and he's always taking his time with this and doesn't look past this. And
nice.
You know, it's been super cordial, and he's like, yeah, he goes, go ahead and record and I'll do my vocal. And so we worked it out, and it's on iTunes and Spotify and all that kind of stuff.
That's pretty cool. It's always good to hear a story about a musician who's nice. Okay. So you sent us a list of people you've opened for.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to kind of bang through these if that's okay.
Go for it.
Night Ranger.
Yep.
Foreigner. Bret Michaels. Rick Springfield. REO Speedwagon. Huey Lewis. John Waite. 38 Special. Loverboy. Flock of Seagulls. I got to hear about that one. Tommy Two-Tone. Blues Traveler. You co-headlined with Richard Marx. Parachute, which I had to look up. But I think they were, a Chicago band, or were they Indianapolis?
I think he's out of Nashville.
Okay. And Frank Previtt?
Frankie Previtt's son. Yeah. Now Frankie, everybody knows who he is. They just don't know it. So Frankie is the guy that wrote and owns the publishing to the Dirty Dancing soundtrack.
Oh, that's cool.
So he wrote Time of My Life. He wrote Hungry Eyes. He's in a pretty cool circle.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, one of our episodes we did guilty pleasures, and one of my guilty pleasures of all time is REO Speedwagon.
Yep.
Mine was Bryan Adams.
See, he went Canadian, right?
Wow, you hate Canada. Okay, that's another podcast, how you don't like Canada. Go ahead.
Okay,
sorry.
Wait a minute. I am getting so damn old. What the hell is that REO Speedwagon song that I love? Roll with the changes. Jeez
Roll
Louise.
with the changes, yeah.
Tune a piano, can't tune a fish.
Worst album cover. You know who designed that album cover?
I love that album cover.
Oh, that album cover's crap. But you know who else? He did John Lennon's album covers. And then he shoves a tuning fork down a fish and photographs it.
And we're still talking about it today, and that's from what, 77, 78?
78. Great song. Okay, so I think it's only Kevin Cronin who's still in the band. because he won't play with Gary Richrath anymore. How's Kevin?
He was great. It's like we didn't have as much time with him, you would hope, but he was great. Yeah.
Now, before we talk about the Flock of Seagulls, you got to take 3 minutes and tell the John Waite story, because it's a good story.
Yeah, the John Waite thing was really cool. So
let me just throw this out, just in case nobody knows. John Waite is the former lead singer of the Babies.
Yep.
Correct, and a really good solo career too.
And a really good solo career,
80s.
but that Babies' greatest hits.
Yep.
It's pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was in Ringo's band too.
Oh yeah, for sure. A lot of people went through there. Okay.
Yeah.
Go, Matt. Sorry.
We opened up for John at the Phrase Pavilion in Dayton a while back, and it was cool because there was a fan that had reached out, and I'm not sure how it worked out, but Jeff, of course, is setting up, my singer is setting up interviews with him on the radio station, and they're talking back and forth, and then finds out that there's a fan that is coming to the show. He's in like the front row with his girlfriend and wants to propose during our set, not John's set, but during Stranger's set. And John contacts Jeff, or I should say us because it sounds cooler, and was like, hey, I want to do something with this surprise engagement. And they jump on the phone, and next thing you know, we're set up and we're rehearsing with John for him to come out as a surprise during our set. And, we're recording sound check, not recording, but rehearsing sound check. And here's John Waite. And I'm like, this is freaking crazy. And sure enough, he comes out after this guy proposes on stage, and then all of a sudden Jeff introduces the surprise, and here comes John. The place goes nuts, and I'm lucky there's pictures because I could barely remember it, because it was just like, whoa. And then anyway,
what did he sing? "Missing You," or what did he?
No, he it was his choice. He wanted to do
Head
Wild
first.
Yeah.
Did he
I
do
wish it would have been Head First. No, he wanted to do Wild Thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and fantastic singer.
Somebody arranges for John Waite to come out on stage with you guys. So the guy who's proposing is in the audience with his soon-to-be fiancée.
Yeah.
And John Waite comes out and basically does a song with Stranger for this engagement.
Yes.
Love it.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, and so through the years, because of the iHeart connection, he's been in touch with Jeff, remembered us, blah, 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 blah. Then the world shuts down a couple of years ago with the pandemic. We had recorded with Rick. I was talking with Jeff. I was like, man, we got to do something else. I mean, we're all sitting here. We're all in our homes. We got to do something, because we can't play any shows. And we're like, who can we reach out to? And I was like, dude, you give it a shot. Send a note to John Waite. And I think Jeff was mowing his lawn. And he turns the lawnmower off and sends him an email and basically says, hey, hope all is well. Everybody's going, stir crazy in their house, and we'd love to record one of your songs. And we'd love you to be a part of it if you like it. And I guess within 2 minutes, he emails Jeff back. He says, if it does anything to help you become world famous, I'm, joking, of course, but
Nice.
And so we were like, wow. And we went to Cincinnati over the course of a couple months, and we redid Missing You, did our own version of it, sent it to him, and he loved it. And then he went to the Doghouse Studios out in LA, and the original drummer for Berlin owns that place. That's what Slash is recorded there, and apparently that's his favorite studio. So next thing you know, we're getting texts from him in a vocal booth. Sure as shit, he sings it. And he crushes. And so we were able to take his vocal and put it in with us doing a duet. And then, we went back and forth. We did some edits. We, sent him the first, second, and third version of the mix. And he was like, oh my gosh, I love this, more bass. And then he was like, guys, this is fantastic. And we get to release it. So it's out there, to the point where he jumps on a Facebook live interview with a friend of mine that hosts like an internet music show, and interviews and talks about the song. But he's like, yeah, he said, Missing You has been redone 30 times by people.
I bet.
Yeah, 30 different times. And he was like, Tina Turner did a great version of it. He goes, Rod Stewart did a version of it that was great. But he goes, my favorite version of the song is the one that Stranger did.
Awesome.
That's a great compliment.
That's great.
Yeah, I was like, whoa. Yeah, so it was.
And you sent it to me. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Is it on your website?
Yeah, or it's iTunes and Spotify.
Okay, we'll have to put a link to it in the description of this podcast when we send it out.
So quickly, and Bob keeps looking at me and jumping up and down about the Flock of Seagulls thing. I said, I know, we're getting to it.
I just want to know if he still has the same haircut.
He's bald. He has no hair.
Shut up.
Yeah.
No, he's bald.
Yeah.
Wears a hat all the time.
Oh,
he's got the Matt and Gary haircut.
oh, I'm so bummed.
So go ahead. Good guys, nice guys, mean guys. What was the? Tell us about the flock.
Where are they from?
Well, I'm like going like, you guys, I got love for it, but the Flock of Seagulls one was rather non-eventful. They were nice.
Enough.
We played outside in the middle of a racetrack, so we got to load in, going around the around the turn basically.
Okay.
And we had a great show. They were great, and it was just when they walked in to check in, he was wearing like golf clothes, like had like khaki shorts and like a light blue like Nike golf shirt. I'm like, is that him?
Dude,
yeah.
where's the spaceman outfit? Come on.
Yeah, so that was cool.
They're from Liverpool. There he is. Yeah, he's bald,
Yeah.
but he still has the same look. Mike Score.
Mike Score, yeah.
I can just see him sitting there with that thing going around behind him, and he hits one key on the
Right.
keyboard. Dude.
Now that's talent. God damn it.
Unbelievable. Okay, so Tommy Two-Tone, how was he?
He was cool. He goes, "You're the guitar player, right?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "If I break a string, can you change it for me?"
Oh,
so he wanted
fuck.
to
You're kidding.
So I was, because he just had a backline show up in his band, so they just flew in, and so he didn't have a tech, and so he's like, "Hey, can you help me out if I break a string?" I'm like, "Sure."
Yeah.
Sorry, Tommy.
Yeah.
So my question that I thought of, best warm-up gig and worst warm-up gig
So we just played with Night Ranger about a month ago.
with Jack Blades?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was cool because that was in an arena, Hobart Arena, where Elvis played there. Great crowd.
15,000, 20,000?
No, about 2,500.
Okay, that's all right.
Same thing.
Yeah.
That works. Same thing.
When you say arena, I get excited.
Right?
But, it's like I've been such a Brad Gillis fan. I mean, Brad Gillis, he was the guy that, had to sit in for Randy Rhoads after the plane crash with Ozzy.
Oh.
And he was in
You know.
he's in Night Ranger?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
So I'm like literally like talking to him one-on-one for a long time. We actually made a shirt, took their logo and said Night Stranger and actually gave it to him.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was really cool. Foreigner a year and a half ago was awesome.
Who's left in Florida? Is Lou Graham still singing?
No.
No.
Is he dead?
No,
but I think there's something wrong with him. I don't
Who's
know
still in the
who's.
band?
I don't know who's still part of. There can't be.
It's kind of an all-star band. Like Jeff Pilson, who was in Dokken, is in it, and Kelly Hansen, who's fantastic as the singer. And
Not Don
yep.
Dokken. There's no.
Dude, there's always good rocking with Don
Dokken.
Dokken.
yeah,
Current member, Mick Jones, Jeff Pilson, Kelly Hansen, Michael Bluestein, Chris Frazier, Bruce Watson, Louis somebody.
Nah.
Castillo or whatever.
No, Louis Mandelano.
Yeah, Mandelano. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they used to have Rick Wills in there. He was an old English bass player. Yep. You know who I always see together? Marco Mendoza and Tommy Aldrich.
Oh yeah.
So I went up to this shithole bar up on Harper. I went up to the IROC.
Yep.
I called you from there. You're in Chicago. It's Thin Lizzy, but they've got Marco Mendoza and Tommy Aldrich
On a payphone.
on a Sprint card. Shoot. Sorry. And there's some people out there who'll get that inside joke. So it's Marco and Tommy Aldrich. I mean, they were just banging the shit out of it. Matt, I'm telling you, 50 people in the audience, 75 in the bar, right?
Wow.
12 months later, both those guys are on stage at the Palace playing with Ted Nugent. And it's like, I mean, these guys are just guns for hire. They've got to know literally everything.
Sure.
Yep.
Okay, so worst. Who is the worst? Who's the guy you just wanted to say, you know what, I'm taking you off my stranger set list. I'm not even
good.
going to play it anymore.
Please don't call me anymore.
Come on, slag him off. Slag him off. Tell him he was wearing his. Tell us some story about his underwear showing.
Yeah, tell me smelled or something.
Okay, so I don't have that guy was a complete freaking asshat.
I love that term.
but so we played twice last year with Bill Champlin, who was in Chicago for 27 years. So
Okay.
hard habit to break.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
Peter Soterio. So Bill's the other guy.
Okay.
But now Bill, like his, so he wrote "Turn Your Love Around" for George Benson with Steve Lukather.
Ooh.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay.
Like one of his best friends is David Foster.
Wow.
Okay. Like he's super tight and has toured for years with the guys in Earth, Wind, and Fire. So that's his circle. and we didn't open for him. We played with him. Like we actually, like, he sent us charts. We learned his versions of some Chicago songs and some of his stuff. And so we co-headlined. It was a stranger show with Bill as, you know, as our special guest, him and Frankie Previtt.
That's cool.
And Bill is really funny, but you know, when he's hanging out with Steve Lukather, and here comes Matt from Stranger with his, oh, look at my little black dress guitar. Like, you know, I'm like,
look at me.
You know, and it hits you because it's, you know, in your monitor, you know, a song like Hard Habit to Break, which was a huge hit, but that song, it changes keys 4 times.
Really?
And oh yeah. I mean, it's a David Foster masterpiece. You know, I was like, oh my gosh, because we learned it. You know, and I practiced it over and over and over and over. And we practiced it over, and like, you know, I could do it with my eyes closed. But then here comes sound check, and I'm standing 3 feet from Bill, like that's where my amp was, and that's where he was. So I could hear like his feet hitting the sustain pedal on his keyboard. That's how close I was. And all of a sudden you hear him sing, and that voice is coming through your personal monitor, and you're like, oh my gosh, like that's the guy.
Right.
And here comes 90-degree heat.
This isn't going well.
You know, I didn't have enough water.
Oh boy.
The eggs I had 6 hours earlier wasn't working more, so I had like a blood sugar thing. And we're practicing, and I bass during sound check, spaced. And all of a sudden, Bill's cutting us off, and he's getting, you know, a little tense.
Right.
You know, and I just had to look at him. I go, yeah, that was me. He's like, well, did you practice it? I go, yeah, I got it. I just had a moment. And so we make it through. I go back in our dressing room, and I sat with a guitar, and I played this song for like another hour after, you know, of course, ate and got, you know, back to good. And the show went over great. But when you have the dude, and it's like,
oh, I bet.
It's like, yeah, well, you know, I'm having lunch with Steve Lukather tomorrow. Maybe he'll sit in for you instead. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Please. Please.
Yeah.
No, but Matt, seriously, I mean, you've been on the same stage as all these bands, and yeah, there are a lot of 80s bands. Jesus. Yeah. My theory nowadays is I'd rather go see the bands now because they're sober. They don't come out all stoned or whatever.
And they're more hungry now, and they're more hungry, Bob, you bring up a good point, to do a good show because they might not have in the past.
Right.
And they're so appreciative of having 2,500 people show up for them.
Right.
Now, Matt.
I mean, like Huey Lewis. I would never listen to Huey Lewis up until probably about 5 years ago. And then I heard some of the songs. I'm like, they're not.
I can't believe
I know.
They're not bad.
Power of Love. It's not a bad song. But you know.
And it brings us right back to Bryan Adams.
Oh,
look at that.
Up. Forget
Bryan Adams,
the Canadians.
The MTV Unplugged.
No, but, you know, I will say
Matt.
this. Aha is one of the biggest downloads with their song in Spotify history. Like,
really?
Yeah, like
not surprising.
1.8 billion.
Sure.
Right? I hated that song.
Yep.
World-class video, which put them on the map. If it wasn't for that video, I don't think it would have done it. But you play Aha now or Kaja Gugu, I'm probably not turning it off. All right, there, I said it. Okay? I am woman, hear me roar.
How can you not put on a band with the name Kaja Gugu?
And that guy.
Matt, we're coming to the end. What's Stranger? What gigs do you have coming up?
We are studio bound right now. We're doing some more stuff with Frankie Previtt.
Okay.
And that's early stages right now, so we're sketching out stuff. Shows will start back up. We actually might have one in early February. The guy that we record with, I don't know if you guys remember Blessed Union of Souls.
No.
I do not.
Yes. Yeah. So that was his project. They had a couple hits in the 90s. And then a guy named Rain Johnson, who's really, really good. He's kind of like a new country guy, but they're all bands that work with Mark Liggett out of Cincinnati. And that's who we did all the stuff with John Waite and whatever. So we're going to try to do a Valentine's Day show with those guys, or a pre-Valentine's Day, early Feb. And then we'll start doing some stuff with iHeart in April.
Nice.
Yeah, and then stay tuned. There might be another Bill Champlin, Frankie Previtt thing coming up.
Well, let us know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get you back on the air. I mean, we're hot in Pakistan.
You should hear our metrics. It would blow you away.
Oh, yeah.
I bet.
We're listened to in 14 countries, 0.003%.
Yep.
Hey, but it works for us, all right?
Exactly.
We get a laugh out of it. Hey, Matt, great talking to you. I think I sat on your porch and had a beer with you. Did I ever meet you?
I don't.
I was in Ohio with you one time. No, it was somewhere outside of Grand Rapids. You had a buddy out there.
Oh, when we picked up the Korean server.
Yes.
Yeah. That was
Different dude.
Matt. Yeah, different Matt.
Yeah,
Right.
sorry. Right. All right, well, Gary and I are going to get down to we'll get down to Dayton and check you out.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
I'll keep you posted. But
Thanks for
great talking to you guys. Gary, miss you, love you.
yeah,
And,
love you, brother.
right on.
Thanks for taking the time.
And the only thing I'm going to throw in, Matt, in your set list, you may need a Heaven 17 song.
Oh, we haven't had that. We'll have to take that off air. But that Bob and I recently saw him on Bob's recommendation. These guys were off the
In
hook.
an arena,
They were
400 people.
right. They were
Wow.
off the hook. Awesome, dude. If they come through, you got to go see them.
okay.
And they're nice guys. Matt Smith, Stranger. The website is stranger80s.com. Dayton,
Correct.
Ohio.
Yep.
Rock and roll. All right. Thanks for giving us a buzz.
Right
All
on,
right,
bud.
brother. Talk soon. See ya.
Well,
Whoa.
that was a cool conversation.
Whoa.
I just wish Kevin Corona was a little nicer to him. Come on, Roll with the Changes is a great tune.
It is.
It is.
Right.
Okay, everybody, thanks for listening.
Absolutely.
Check out Matt's site, stranger80s.com. Send this link to somebody that you know who likes music. We want to be heard in Chile before the end of this year. So if you
Yes.
know anybody in Chile, send this to them. So thanks for tuning in. We'll be back in a week, and then we're going to go from there. What do you got, Gare?
See ya.
All right, everybody, thanks.